Hello, welcome to Sector 2815. This is not Guess That Key. This is not DC Comics Deep Dive. This is my very own video. I was challenged by Cliff on Comics to do my top five Green Lantern covers. And so what I've done is I have dusted off my old beginning, and I'm going to get into those covers right after this. So, as I said, I was challenged by Cliff on Comics to do my top five Green Lantern covers, and so I'm going to do that right now. But before we begin, don't forget to make sure you like, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to leave a comment, don't forget to hit the notification bell so you're alerted whenever we upload new content. Really appreciate all of you who are subscribed to the channel and watch whatever I happen to put out. So Green Lantern, as you probably know and probably realize just by the name of my channel, is my favorite character. He has been around since almost the beginning of DC Comics. He was created in 1940. And he was created by Martin Odell, who did the art. And not a lot of people know this, but just like what happened with Batman, Martin Odell gets all the credit, but Bill Finger actually did the writing and the creating of the character of Green Lantern. So he was created, and his first appearance was in All American Comics number 16. That was his first appearance, and he was Alan Scott then. Most people know Green Lantern nowadays as either Hal Jordan, maybe if you're a little bit older. If you're a little bit younger, maybe you know John Stewart, because he was the Green Lantern from the Justice League cartoon. And both Hal Jordan and John Stewart and Guy Gardner will all be in the new Lantern show that's coming up a little bit later on HBO Max. So people know Guy Gardner as well, both because of the cartoon, but also if you're a recent convert to Green Lantern, you may know him from he appeared in the Superman movie, and again he'll be in Lanterns as well. But I'm going to here are my top five covers that I have for Green Lantern. So my first one is Green Lantern number 11 from spring of 1944. This is the original Green Lantern, Alan Scott. Um, Again, for those of you who know the lore of Green Lantern, you know that his ring is basically or was anyway impervious to everything except for yellow. But that's the Hal Jordan Green Lantern. In the original Green Lantern, Alan Scott, his ring would be effective on anything except for wood. Wood actually would be whatever could do in Alan Scott at the time. Again, Alan Scott. He basically got his ring. He found a lantern at a train crash, crafted the ring, had the lantern. It was basically more mystic than more science based. We'll get to that in just a little while. And he was a member of the Justice Society of America. He was one of the founding members of the Justice Society of America. He appeared in All American Comics, which is where he first appeared, and then he also appeared in Green Lantern. And how it worked in the Golden Age was characters appeared in an anthology type of a comic. So he was not the only person that appeared in All American Comics. There was Hop Harrigan. There were other things as well. Just like in Action Comics, it wasn't just Superman. There were other stories as well. And then in Batman, in Detective Comics, there was Batman and other stories as well. So each character appeared in a monthly magazine that was basically them and other characters. And then the more popular ones had a secondary magazine, either Superman or Batman or whatever, All Flash, whatever it happened to be. It was Green Lantern for Green Lantern, and these appeared either bi-monthly or quarterly, and they, for the most part, just had the character of the title. So this is where you could find, for bang for your buck, where you got a lot more Green Lantern stories rather than just the one that you would find in All American Comics. So again, this is Green Lantern number 11 from 1944. That's my first one, and I love this cover basically because of the contrast, a lot of between the orange and the red and the green. It's you don't see a lot of covers like this at all, but I really love this one. So Green Lantern, like all of the Golden Age characters, went away in the 50s because superheroes kind of fell out of vogue, and you ended up with war stories, and you ended up with romance stories, and you ended up with war stories and things like that that kind of took their place as well. But then what happened was in 1956, Julius Schwartz was tasked with reinvigorating the superhero line, and he did that first in Showcase number 44. Sorry, Showcase number 4 with Barry Allen and the Flash, and then that worked out so well that they decided, okay, what other characters can we reinvent from the Golden Age, bring it into the late 50s or the early 60s, kind of reinvent and give them a whole new origin, but give them a name that people might still be familiar with. And so in Showcase number 22, he reinvigorated Green Lantern. And instead of being mystical based, this was more science based, as you can tell, again, because he's shooting a missile or whatever. But this was Hal Jordan. John Broome and Gil Kane were the writer and the artist that were tasked with kind of bringing Green Lantern into this was actually 1959, the late 50s, kind of updating him with a character name that people would recognize, but a whole new origin, a whole new character, a whole new identity, all these type of things that you would find. So this was the second of the Flash being first, and then Green Lantern second, of Julius Schwartz trying to update and kind of bringing superheroes back into popularity in comic books. So this did so well that they gave Green Lantern his own book, and so this shortly thereafter in 1960 they did Green Lantern number 1. Again, John Broome, Gil Kane. This one is kind of famous because it's got the giant puppet on the cover. So this was the first Green Lantern issue proper. Again, he appeared in 3 issues of Showcase before he graduated to his own book. So this one I love, again, just because it's kind of a fun cover. It's got the puppet, the giant puppet there, and Green Lantern, trying to evade him. So he went on for a while, but then he was kind of his popularity started to wane again, and so what they did was the John Broome and Gil Kane kind of went their way, and what DC did was they brought on Denny O'Neil and Neil Adams again to try to reinvigorate the book, and they started in Green Lantern and Green Arrow number 76. This was besides bringing on Denny O'Neil and Neil Adams, they also gave Green Lantern a partner, and so now it was Green Lantern and Green Arrow. This is famous for a couple reasons. It is considered by most comic historians the first book of the Bronze Age. This was from 1970. And this was the first for the most part. Jenny O'Neill and Neil Adams, what they did was they kind of gave it a populist theme, meaning it was Green Lantern and Green Arrow. They fought overpopulation. They fought drugs, slumlords. They fought drug addiction in a couple of very famous issues. Green Arrow's Ward Speedy, Roy Hopper fought drug addiction. They went on a road trip across America. Have you ever heard? If anyone has ever said, "Have you ever read Green Lantern, Green Arrow, the Hard Traveling Heroes saga?" This is the beginning of the Hard Traveling Heroes saga. They basically Green Lantern, Green Arrow, as well as one of the Guardians of the Universe, kind of go across America and they see different things. This has a very famous. This issue also fought bigotry, racism. This has a very famous scene in it where Green Arrow kind of puts Hal Jordan, Green Lantern, in his place. But yeah, so this is a very extremely famous cover by Neil Adams. As part of this run, Green Lantern, Green Arrow run as well, we had the very first appearance of someone who was very famous. This is John Stewart. This is Green Lantern and Green Arrow number 87. This is the first appearance of John Stewart, created by Denny O'Neil and Neil Adams, mostly by Neil Adams. If you hear him tell the story, he kind of created him. Excuse me. Um, But he was first here. He disappeared for a while. After this issue, he came back, took on the mantle of Green Lantern in the '80s for a little while, kind of faded away again. When they did the Justice League and the Justice League Unlimited series, the cartoon, he was the Green Lantern that they included in as part of the team. Kind of made him popular again. He has basically been appearing now nonstop for the last probably 30 years or so in one form or another. This is where he got his start, was in Green Lantern Green Arrow number 87. So those are the five books, Cliff. I hope you're happy with those books. Now I guess it's my turn now to ask somebody else to continue. So what I'm going to do is someone that I know is a Green Lantern collector is John's Comics with Friends. I know that he's a Green Lantern collector, so I'm going to challenge him to pick his five books. Hopefully, we'll see those very soon. But that's going to be it for this edition of Sector 2815. I don't know what to call it anymore. But again, thank you all for joining. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget the notification bell. Don't forget to leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of those five covers. And we'll see you next time. And as always, not as always, but whenever you come here, you have to leave too. So you're now leaving sector 2815.